Hi there, my name's Jack McGowan. My student number is 215908885, and I'm going to be presenting to you my work on my mobile app web development project. Here are my 5 apps for assessment 1. Here is the first one. The first code, as you can see on the left here, before I run it, you've got the code for the 4 buttons and then the image button on the bottom, all with names, layouts, the text on the buttons, and then obviously positionings on the screen. And then into the Java, we can see all of the things and the on-click listeners, which then generate a response for what will happen. As you can see, we have an on-click listener and a public void for all of them, and then obviously the code that comes up in the toast message when the button is clicked. So if I click Run App, a window will come up down here, and as you can see, I press top left. The toast message comes up, top left, and button clicked. Image button in the middle, image button clicked on the toast message. Bottom right, you selected bottom right. Again, toast messages for all 4. Perfect. On to number 2 now. As you can see at the top here, task 2, spin buttons. Sorry, let me get rid of that one. That's the last one. Sorry, they overlap. This task involved radio buttons and spinners, and you had a choice of what you wanted to do. I chose to create a menu, and here you can see all of the radio buttons that I created. So these are the 4 original radio buttons that had, obviously, you create them as options, and then they change, and then you put names on all of the buttons. And then down here is below the spinner, and this is the drop-down menu of sorts that really comes into it, and you create all of the options on the drop-down menu in the main activity Java. As you can see then below, we have the submit button and the text view, which is obviously where the confirmation of your order comes up when you do it. And in the main activity Java, here you can see I've imported everything, the private radio groups and the spinners and the submit button. Here you'll be able to see where I created. So this is what I created. So for radio option 1, so the first radio button, which I created as a full English breakfast for my menu. These were the drop-down menu options that would come out from the spinner. So no mushroom, no tomato, no black pudding, none of the above or all of the above. And I did that for all of them. So my second one was an omelette, and you could have ham, cheese, ham and mushroom, all of the above, or none of the above. And I did fruit as a third option, watermelon, pineapple, strawberry, with all of those drop-down options, and the same for orange, apple, cranberry for fruit juice for the last one. Here is obviously where the spinner gets a little bit complicated. All of your text views here, and then that is what comes up as a result of pressing any of the buttons. So if we press run, up comes our app and the full English, and then here, as you can see, it's confirmation of your order. Drop down menu, no tomato. I'm not a fan of tomato. No tomatoes. Selected meal or drink, full English. Added specifics, no tomatoes. And that will change for each one. All of the above, as you can see. Or fruit juice, we'll try another one. Drop down menu, or spinner, sorry. Apple, fruit juice, apple. So that would work as a menu down there. Next up, that's number 5. You don't want that one yet, sorry. Number 3, the scroll menu. I actually quite enjoyed making this one. I found it quite satisfying learning how to create the scroll and then obviously being able to utilize it. Sorry again. Sorry, it's on my other screen. I've got this all confused. Sorry, I should have set this up better. Here we go. So as you can see here, this is the Android application, and for all of my that's my Gradle scripts, because I had a problem with Kane, as you know, I emailed you about this. I had to change all my target SDKs and compile SDKs. But here, as we can see in my scroll options, I did it on dogs. So I had a German Shepherd, a Cockapoo, a Dachshund, a Golden Retriever, and then the following information below. This is where I found it a little bit challenging, which you'll read in my report, because I had to ensure that I had imported the right images, which was actually harder than it proved, because they obviously had to be in the right form and everything below. And as you can see here on the left, you can, really, you can see how I formatted it, the buttons across. And then I think the best way to prove this one is really obviously the text views below and whatnot, but here are all the buttons and the ability to scroll in a linear layout as opposed to a relative layout or a horizontal, and then importing the horizontal scroll view, running it like this, it would come out like this, hoping, here we are. As you can see, if I drag across, there's 4 choices of dog. We choose the dachshund, swipe select, selected option, dachshund, and then we can also drag down and read all of this, as you can see, using your mouse or your finger or what would be your phone at that time. So that is task 3. On to task 4. I had to have this again. Sorry, it's on my other screen. Let me drag it across for you. So it is recording. Here we go. Let me get rid of that dachshund. Sorry. So this was using a login and a password, and you actually had to create a different screen, which I found really actually quite challenging. This one took me a while, but again, the reward when it was done was very good. The smile on my face when it finally worked out was very good. So in the main activity here, you've got all of the text views for this, and this. And then the edit text, which is the username and the password, where the user can interact with it and actually put in the text that they want to. Obviously, we've created a username and a password, both with admin with capital A. Here, this is all just the format and the location, and then the login button here. And then in my Java, this is where it gets complicated, obviously importing all of the tools that I used. And here is importing and everything like that, and setting all the on-click listener for the login button. And then here we go, incorrect username or password. So this is a toast message that would come up if you put in the wrong password. Incorrect username or password, as well as the attempts remaining, which again I had, obviously the login attempts, had to work out how to -1 from that every different toast message, and then it would not let you log in ever again. That's quite interesting. I think the best way to see this app is to run it, and I can show you all the things that it can do. So first of all, I'm going to log in correctly so that I can show you what happens. Admin, and then admin here. We press login. It takes you through to this page, welcome admin, and then this logout button will take you back. Then, for example, if I put in the wrong password, so say I put password, and then oh god, sorry, and then I put password down here as well, an error would occur and a toast message would come up saying incorrect username or password, login event attempts 2, login attempts 1, and then just to see what happens if we do take the maximum counts of login, I can no longer attempt to log in. I've been logged out. That is what I set up for this app. And finally, my calculator app. This one was a very, very big headache. I'm going to be totally honest with you. All of the different buttons, obviously, through all of these tasks, you quite get quite used to buttons, but you know, having 9, 12, 13 on a screen, always going to come up, and then obviously having to do the different tasks and get them to work with each other. I had to work through my manifest because I had a problem with importing my main activity. And the current input, so the get identifier, obviously we had to create all of these for the different operators and stuff. So we got the star for multiply and the slash for divide. This is all of the code, which will obviously be in the thing, and the main XML, all of the buttons. So all of the buttons for the numbers, all of the buttons for the operations here. As you can see, I've labeled it like this. Just to spread it out, I find it easier like this. Buttons for digits, numbers, yeah, and then the dot button, obviously, and the equals button down there, which I didn't need to label, obviously, because there's only 2 of them. And then again, just to run this, run app. This will pop up now. Here we go. So 14 plus 7 equals 21. Correct. 5 divided by 1 equals 0. Not right, actually. 25 plus 40 equals 65. So it's all right. So if we do 21 plus 47 minus, oh, sorry, I'm not sure what's happened there. Go back on here. So if we do 1 plus 2 plus, oh God, well, that's not good. But as you can see, yeah,